Right guys, what is up? It's Pikey. Welcome to another commentary. Changing the mold, I'm not going to do another music video type gameplay. I thought I wouldn't be so lazy and I'd actually talk. There you see I get a nice first blood with that nade. I'm not going to be talking much about the gameplay, it's more just going to be an off-topic sort of discussion. So here goes. I'm going to start off just by describing how, because I know most of the game is like American, so I'm just going to describe how the school system is, and then I'll get on with the story. So basically, in England you start, or Britain, Wales, Ireland, Scotland, it starts off school when you're about 6 years old, primary school, until you are 11, and then once you're 11 you move into high school, which you stay until you're 16 years old, and then there's an option to leave school, or you can continue your education for 2 more years to prepare yourself for university. So when you're 18 years old you start university, which I think same to it as America. So basically that's how it goes. And when I was 14 years old, so it was kind of like halfway through high school, I decided to move schools to a school that was more local, because the school I was going to originally I had to go, it was like half an hour, 40 minutes on the bus. So I'd been there for about 4 or 5 years, so I decided it was time to move on. So I moved to a more local school. It was quite a lot smaller than the original school I was at. I don't know, say there's only about 350 people in the whole school. That's in the high school / college. College is a term used for like when you're between 16 and 18 and preparing for university. So this is where my story sort of kicks off. In the first week I was there, I met this guy called, just for the purpose of this video I'm going to change his name, call him Dave. So, and also if any of you guys know me in real life and you're watching this video, you're going to know exactly who I'm talking about. But fortunately most of you don't go to my school, seeing it's so small, and so I'm just going to get on with it. So yeah, so I met Dave, and we had very similar interests and hobbies. We both liked music, we both were really into sport and stuff, and swimming. He was a competitive swimmer. I was more of a casual swimmer, but I just finished doing competitive swimming. I love football, and I just started doing a bit of weight training, this type of thing. So we had a good sort of base for our friendship. Also, we both played on this MMORPG, which is a massive multiplayer online role-playing game, which was called, or is called, RuneScape, and it's still going. If you'd like to check that out, which I don't advise because it is really quite addictive, and I spent like 2 years playing on that game. So, and also people tend to think it's quite a nerdy game, which it kind of is. You like cut trees and stuff. Anyway, so we were always talking about this game and stuff like that. And when I was 14, I moved to the school. So it was like 2/3 the way through high school, and I sort of liked him. He was a good mate and stuff. And also we had the same sense of humour. We had the same sort of ideas on what was funny and what was not, so we could always relate to each other, and we just had we just related really well together. So it was just nice to hang out with him. And for the first year or so, we were always hanging out, laughing, talking about RuneScape and this type of thing, and just having a good time. And then we both decided that RuneScape was really nerdy and stuff, so we both quit. And so that was one of our sort of hobbies, or like things that we can relate to, which we stopped. And then once year 13 kicked off, which is when we were like 16 to 17 years old, we just, because lots of people had moved and stuff, it was a lot smaller, and I don't know, it was got sort of like stepping on each other's toes and that type of thing. So I decided, like, we didn't actually hang out as much anymore. We both sort of gone our separate ways. We were in different classes and this type of thing. Yeah, we were in like one class the same, so we didn't see a whole great deal of with each other, and so we were just kind of separating. And he was finding it quite hard, some of the studies, because he was doing some really hard subjects like maths, physics, and all this. And he didn't do too well. We had in England, like, I don't know if you do this in America, but they do this thing like you have modules, which is like instead of having one big exam at the end of the year, they split it up and you have like 2 or 3 relatively big exams throughout, and it makes up a certain percentage each one. Say like each one's 33%. So yeah, it was just kind of like this. And in this first module, which was in January, he didn't do too well. He got like he failed 3 of his exams out of 4, so he was pretty angry. And also he was just generally getting frustrated with the school because it was so small, and I don't know, people tend to just, if you see people too much, you tend to get irritated. It's nice to have your own space sometimes, and I think he felt like this. And also the head of, because like sixth form is the name given to, you know, between when you're 16 and 18 years old and you're studying. The guy who was like the leader or the head of sixth form, he was like the guy who organised us all and made sure we were going to our lessons and stuff. He was really annoying. I'm going to call him Jack, just for this example. So Jack, our head of sixth form, he was very spineless. He never, if he thought something, he would never tell you, and he'd only say it like to the teachers after. And people always knew what he was, you know, coming on to say. Or, for example, when normally the year before us, they were able to go out after school, or they would be able to go out in the middle of the day in school and go to the shops and stuff. This is something we weren't allowed to do because Jack decided it was a bit too risky, and he didn't trust some of the people in our year, so he wouldn't allow us out, which frustrated us all a lot. And of course people tried to push their luck and were just like, oh, we can drive, we're just going to go out anyway. So just to like sort of battle against him. And Tom was, he wasn't one of the people because he couldn't quite drive at this point, but he just liked to do stuff that irritated him, and everyone just found Jack annoying. So yeah, it was just like all coming to an end really. And then just this, it's the summer holidays right now. I came back from holiday like 3 days ago or something, and he just told me that he's quit the school and he's going to move on to another nearby school. So it's just a great shame because people tend to go their separate ways. And like, for example, this summer holiday we haven't really spoke much because I've been on holiday and he's been busy doing his own things and that type of thing. So it's just the end of a friendship really. But you know, friends come and go. Your family's the one that usually always stays with you. So, but it's just a bit of a bummer because with such a small year we've got, you know, you want to get all the friends you can have really, because otherwise you're just going to be deprived of a social life. I mean, you know, you can meet people out of school and stuff, but it's just a lot more convenient you meet people in school because, you know, you see each other every day, or you can if you wish to. So yeah, that was like the main bulk of the commentary, just sort of moaning about my sixth form. And I don't know if any of the other guys are doing sixth form or anything like this, but if you are, just tell me what you think of it. I mean, I've enjoyed it. I've got another year left, but I've got a lot of study to prepare for university. Thank you for listening. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.